Thank you very much. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here with you in the Republican stronghold of Gwinnett County. I'd like to thank Chairman Pointevins and the other officers and staff for their hard work in putting together a winning plan for Georgia. I'd also like to recognize the volunteers who support all of our Republican candidates. Our victories this last year have been thanks to your hard work. As Republicans, we are truly blessed to live in Georgia. Most of us remember a time not too many years ago when that wasn't the case, where we seemed to keep hitting our head against the Democratic ceiling and just couldn't break through. All that changed in November of 2002. Then last November, Georgia bucked the national trend, and the Republican Party surged on to victory after victory. I know we all share the same overwhelming joy at our successes, but there was also disappointment that night as we watched across America congressional seat after congressional seat slowly slip away. While we've been successful in the most recent elections, we are not immune to the trouble looming on the horizon. The Democrats have been emboldened by the very public fighting in the legislature this session, and even before that time, money began to pour into the bank accounts of the Democratic Party and the liberal activist groups that support it. This past January, I picked up a copy of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution and read how Jonathan Lewis, a limiting liberal activist from Miami, had just written a check to the Georgia Young Democrats for $250,000. I already know the legislative seats they're targeting with that money, and right now they're using it to increase their ranks and plan for November 2008. I've shared with many members of our party the danger of being that outgunned, but despite all of our efforts, we've only been able to counter that $250,000 with a couple $100 and a lot of empty promises. It's been 6 years since I stood in front of all of you to encourage us onward to victory. And at the age of 25, you elected me your fourth vice chairman of this state party. Now I stand before you as young Republican state chairman to tell you that we now stand at crossroads of destiny, as a state and as a party. Ronald Reagan once stood in a room filled with young Republicans at the Young Republican Leadership Conference and said to them, "I once told a group of young Republicans that we have a rendezvous with destiny." Many of you are wearing stickers with that quote, and also begs the question, what's your destiny? I've talked to many of you who have felt dejected and rejected by the Republican Party. Your fighting spirit is waning, and many friends who were here with you just 2 years ago are not here now. They lost faith. They gave up. But the fact is, you cannot change destiny if you check out when the going gets rough. If we are unhappy with our Republican politicians who have seemed to lost their way and forgotten the principles of the party, well, politicians don't stay around forever. They lose, they retire, they pass away. A few of them, like Charlie Norwood and Paul Coverdale, who never gave up, even in the darkest days of legislative minority or catastrophic personal illness, pressed on towards the goal, and they changed the destiny of the state and of a nation. And they will live forever in our hearts and minds. They remind us that the one moment of discontent does not hold a candle to a lifetime of statesmanship. Our destiny as young Republicans is clear. As clear as that day in 1981 with President Ronald Reagan. It is to recruit young professionals into the Republican Party, to train and prepare our peers for elected office, and to get our candidates elected. Your destiny is clear too, to encourage and foster this organization, your county, and your state. Our executive board consists of a doctor, 3 lawyers, and many other professionals who see a bright future for our state and share a common belief that all of us can change the party from the inside out if we don't give up, we don't give in, and we focus on what makes us all Republicans. If you don't have a young Republican club in your county, why don't you? Do you think a bunch of young professionals with kids, soccer, and Little League are going to be able to come to a Saturday morning breakfast? Of course not. But they may come to a networking social with a bunch of other 30 and 40-year-olds and the Republican County Commissioner. They might not show up at your evening executive committee meeting, but you'll know exactly where to find them when you need to store 100-yard signs in their precincts. It does not matter how big or how small your county is, and our success as a training ground cannot be illustrated better than by the simple fact that the county party chairmen in Muskogee, Glenn, and Catoosa counties are all the immediate past chairmen of their county Young Republican Club. Young Democrats have their $250,000 in Jonathan Lewis. We have you. You can buy all the activists you want, but one thing you cannot buy is the heart and soul of a volunteer. With your help, we will continue to uphold the principles of the party, grow the grassroots, seek elected office. We know what our destiny is. The question that needs to be answered is, what's yours? You can visit us on the web at www.georgiayr.org. I thank you, and God bless all of you.